Was there anyone that surprised you or anything that surprised you during the trip?
I actually didn't know any of them well. I've met Melissa and Ramona more than the others. I'd only seen them, the others at like certain, NBC events. So I really didn't know them. I knew Luann the least. So I really went into this having no idea what to expect. I'm a fan of the shows. I also like to stay home and watch, the ladies on the shows, not only as, an audience, but as a fellow housewife, and kind of dissect what's going on. So it was really interesting. I think I was the most surprised by Teresa. I think I was most surprised by Teresa.
Why? Was she different than you thought, or exactly what you thought?
No, she was actually nothing like I thought she would be, and in the show, when I first started watching the show, I was watching her flipping tables and this, the Italian hot temper and all this stuff. And, she's been on the show for so long, and I've seen a lot of these women on these shows with, big egos and big divas. I've seen a lot of these reality people with divas, they're very diva behavior, and she is not like that at all. Very unaware of the cameras and very down to earth. It was very interesting, very interesting.
Did you get a ride on the Ramona coaster?
Oh yes, we rode on the Ramona coaster from pretty much right out of the gate. Yeah, that was actually a surprise anyway, because I was thinking, well, gosh, none of us have pre-existing relationships. I was coming in as the only Beverly Hills girl, and then to New York, to Atlanta, to New Jersey. But I thought, well, what could really happen? Because, we don't have existing relationships. No, Ramona coaster started right out of the gate.
And I know...
You know what Ramona coaster means, but you're going to...
I have no idea, but I got it somewhat figured out. I did show up and visit you. I happened for one night.
Yes.
That's what I was gonna ask Mauricio. You showed up, so what did you think of everything?
I showed up for one dinner. They had already been somewhat tired, and they had already, so I got the lucky dinner. It was kind of a chill, relaxed dinner for me.
For you.
For me, and I was there for work, so it just coincided that they were filming at the same time that I had to be there for work, which was awesome. Mm-hmm. And they stayed at a house that we got them,
the agency
got for them, and we had sold, and so we just went down there. I went down there to go do a little bit of work, and I was happy to see Kyle.
I was feeling a little guilty because I was the only one who had my husband, my man there.
And you did take the walk of shame, right?
Honey, you're not supposed to say that. You're not supposed to give away secrets.
I just want to ask one Beverly Hills question. I know Kathy's been busy wedding planning, but fans are dying for her to hopefully come back next season. Do you want her to come back as much as fans do?
Of course. We'll see what happens.
And then really quick, how is Dorit doing? Because I know you've been through something similar, or very similar, unfortunately. How did you kind of reach out to her after, the recent incident?
Well, I fortunately was actually a very different situation. To be not home versus having someone come into your bedroom, intruders, is absolutely terrifying. I just went to her house, the morning that happened. I went straight to her house, and it was really unbelievable to see how, in the moment, calm she was and how she handled the situation with these intruders and how she conversed with them. I honestly, we've talked about it in a group and together, just really unbelievably impressed by that. But, as time went on, I think, the shock wore off, and she's struggling, and that's to be expected. I think she's going to be struggling for a while.
Yeah. And lastly, I know at the reunion, you and Erica kind of touched on Erica, that she was a little hurt by the scene with you and Dorit, this past season. Have you guys kind of worked through that with Erica, or is it still kind of a touchy subject?
It was Dorit and Mauricio and PK. And yes, we did talk about it. It did hurt her feelings. And Mauricio also spoke with Erica as well as PK.
I apologized. PK and I both apologized to her. And the reality is we weren't making fun of her. we were just, in a conversation that was quite funny. And we were laughing, and it was funny. And
honey, you just better to stop and quit while you're ahead, please. Don't make this worse for me again for next season, please. They apologized, we apologized, and moved on. Listen, it was confusing, and can you not? It was confusing, and see, I don't know how. These are the moments I don't know how I've made it 25 years. But it was confusing, and I understand why when you're explaining a story like that with the cameras, you do get stressed. I understand she was stressed, so that's why there was like missing pieces, and it was overwhelming. She was probably analyzing everything she said because she's married to this lawyer. Didn't know if what she was saying would get her in trouble, and I know that, but I know the audience doesn't, so it's very confusing. But we did, apologize and move forward.